Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. Some new carded images popped up online today of next year's MOTU Origins Wave 12, which continues the Snake Man theme of figures. So we're going to talk about them in today's video. First up, we have Snake Armor Skeletor, which serves as a counterpart to Wave 11's Snake Armor He-Man figure. Similar to that figure, this version of Skeletor was first introduced in the 2002 Masters of the Universe toy line. Now, this figure was an exclusive of some kind. It came in a 2-pack because I've never actually ever came across this figure for myself. I've only seen pictures of it online. I didn't really even know it existed, honestly. Now, we covered the images of this figure in an earlier video where it was speculated that he could be a deluxe figure. This was due to the size of the new armor design and also the shield, which in the 2002 version had an action feature where sections of it would pop out for attack. But it seems like there's no such thing and everything is just getting popped right into a standard basic card, and somehow this makes the figure seem a whole lot more appealing to me. And I gotta say, it definitely looks a whole lot better than the Snake Armor He-Man did. Okay, something that struck me a little bit different this time around is like when it comes to the card backs, usually they would mention the character's designation in the front text description. Like this one says, poisoned with power. While previously it may have said something like, the evil leader who's poisoned with power. You know, something like that. And what do you guys think? Okay, next up is what looks to be mini comic Roboto. This one was a total surprise. I mean, all of the other figures here have been leaked or announced previously online in some capacity prior to this, but I honestly never saw this one coming. Distribution of the original Roboto figure in Wave 4 was pretty bad. Most people missed out on him, but a lot of people are enjoying a second chance now with a recent re-release. It's not hard to see why he's so sought after. The figure has a ton of features, interchangeable weapons, moving gears, moving mouth. You know, by the way, the moving mouth, it kind of always reminded me of a duck. You know, like a talking duck. Now, this new version may have the mini comic colors, but once again, just like all of the other translations before this, it is not mini comic accurate. That's right. Okay, I don't know why we can't get 100% direct mini comic translation for any of these figures. Okay, let's just bring out the original mini comic here, the Battle of Roboto from 1985, the first appearance of Roboto in a mini comic. Check it out. Okay, he's got a solid white chest armor section. He doesn't have a translucent exposed chest armor or anything like that. Okay, none of those bits. Okay, you know, it's all sealed up inside. Why can't we just have this version instead? Okay, obviously, yeah, you know, it's going to involve more extra tooling and costs and stuff like that. But look, I mean, you guys said it's the mini comic version, right? I mean, why can't it be that? Anyway, I do like the fact that they've included the heart. Okay, the human heart, as you can see, you know, is included right there. And this was one of the major scenes, okay, one of the major moments from the original mini comic. Man-at-Arms actually gives him a human heart. And this scene always struck me as a little bit ridiculous because the heart that Man-at-Arms is holding up there kind of looks like a box of Valentine's chocolates, you know. I mean, it's got no arteries or anything like that. It looks like the literal diagram of what the outline of a heart would be like. It's like the kind of heart that you would drop in an SMS communication, like an emoji, you know. And then later, Man-at-Arms just opens up a compartment in Roboto and just plops the heart in there. There's nothing to connect it to anything. How does it even function? How does it work? You know, you do see the heart visible even when Roboto is in battle. That's pretty wild. But I guess the inclusion of the heart, all right, in this figure kind of adds to its validity as part of the mini comic universe. So I guess, yeah, I mean, I do appreciate it being there. Okay, next up, embrace yourself. It's going to be another ruler of the sun, Hypno, the psychic hypnotist. You know, I think a lot of people kind of skipped out on the Boltman from Wave 11, especially since I think a lot of people had a choice not to order it in a set, so they just skipped out on that figure. I think a lot of collectors out there probably, you know, have tuned out on Rulers of the Sun altogether. But this figure was actually announced, I think, a while back, you know, even at the con at SDCC. And I did see some additional photos of this, you know, floating around online. But this is the first time that we're seeing official images of the figure on card. And I gotta say, honestly, although I'm not a huge fan of the Rulers of the Sun spin-off, there's something about this figure. I mean, damn it, it's the bird, okay? It's the bird companion that he comes with. It just kind of gives me that Silverhawks kind of vibe. And that's kind of like the reason why I think that maybe, you know, I could tolerate it a little bit, except for that giant lollipop that is holding there. Okay, that's supposed to be his mechanism of hypnotism, I suppose. That thing just looks freaking ridiculous, right? By the way, on the card back, I noticed that it just says psychic hypnotist. It doesn't say anything like heroic psychic hypnotist. So maybe this guy could be evil, okay, for all you know, all right? Or maybe like we talked about earlier, they're just cutting back on the text. Maybe it saves them a couple of bucks. I don't know. Also, I saw a couple of stories floating around online that this guy and Boltman from Wave 11 actually share the same head sculpt. I didn't really notice it maybe at first, and that's because Hypno probably had me under a spell of hypnosis. Okay, but yeah, looking at it closely, you can see the resemblance here. Just a little bit, more highlights, a little bit more tanned skin, I suppose, compared between the two of them. But it is probably, still the same head sculpt. They did the same thing also between Space Sumo and the revised head sculpt for Sunman in the 3-pack. I don't really know. I mean, have there been other instances where they've used the same head sculpt on a MOTU Origins figure to create an entirely different character? Maybe He-Man to Faker, Merman to Stinkor. Has there been anything else? But this is like 2 for 2 already within the Rulers of Sun range. So I'm wondering now, is this just a way forward? Who's the next character? By the way, they're probably all going to have the same head sculpts. But anyway, like I said, I'm not too adverse to this particular figure being in the wave because hell, man, the bird companion kind of sells me on it a little bit. But that hypnotizing lollipop stick, just send that thing back to the candy shop, okay? Because I don't want that, right? Okay, and now we get down to the final figure from Wave 12, and it's Tongue Lasher, creature with the venomous tongue. Well, of course, it's a creature. I mean, just look at this thing. Okay, what else could it be? But what we want to know is it an evil creature? All right, that's what they don't seem to be, spelling out directly on the packages. For some reason, maybe they can't use the word evil anymore. I don't know. Anyway, we've already covered the images of Tongue Lasher quite extensively in a previous video for a couple of weeks ago. Go check that one out. This is the first time though that we're seeing him carded, the text description. And you know what? I can just imagine somebody in the audience just going, now you are planning to show us some snakes in this wave, aren't you? Okay, because apparently in this Snake Man wave, we're just getting one actual Snake Man, and it's this guy here, Tongue Lasher. Okay, everybody else has been part of the universe. I don't know, maybe the next wave there's like 0 actual Snake Man, but you just get like fringe characters or repaints or reissues or something like that. But just the packaging says there's a Snake Man wave because it's the year of the Snake Man. Now we know that King Hiss is coming out as a deluxe, and there probably isn't that many other Snake Man characters, to be spread out across a full year's worth of Origins products. Probably that's the reason why, but they still have to make like a theme, okay, for the entire year. So yeah, don't be surprised if the next couple of waves are also pretty light on this actual Snake Man. But it's great that we're seeing these characters. Tongue Lasher is definitely a favorite, very unique Snake Man, actually, with a lot of unique tooling, okay, I might add as well. So it's great to see him here. You see on the package how he actually says here that forked tongue included to strike enemies. Yeah, so it's just a sad state of affairs that it's no longer an action feature, because previously it might have said something like, tongue strikes out to lash out at enemies or something like that, because it had a working action feature. But nowadays, that's not the case anymore. You just get attachments. So like this one as well comes with an attachment tongue. All right, that's the best they're gonna give you. All right. So yeah. Okay, guys, so that's the video. Let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on MOTU Origins Wave 12. For me personally, I mean, of course, visually, I like talking about MOTU Origins. I'm always excited when there's new MOTU Origins related product. But when we're talking about this particular wave, I think that, similar probably to a lot of you guys out there, maybe I probably only need 2 of the figures, okay, which is the Snake Armor Skeletor and also Tongue Lasher, but of course. But when it comes to the other 2 figures, like I said, I mean, if I have to get them in a particular set, I wouldn't probably regret it all that much. But if I had a choice, I maybe want to hold off on those 2, because as great as Roboto looks, I mean, honestly, yeah, I mean, I'd like to have another Roboto, version, that looks a little bit different. But honestly, it's just the same freaking figure all over again, just recolored and just with a heart stuck in the middle there. So, I mean, I could probably do without it. And, like I said, Hypno is a great looking figure for me personally, because I like the fact that it comes with a bird companion, Silverhawk style. But also, it's not a figure that I woke up in the morning feeling like I need to get. I think that the days of getting just like rock solid figures, okay, like all figures in the wave are like just total stunners, totally knocking it out of the park. I think that those days are over. we're just gonna get a whole bunch of new figures probably that we don't even need, right? I think somewhere in there is definitely like a snake hot trooper, okay, for damn sure, because they already teased it on the card art. So look, anyway guys, drop me your comments below, and I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content right here. Take care out there.